And we are live. Hello, world. John Lavenia here with my partner in crime, Tony Rush. Oh, Tony, I forgot to do my lower third.
Oh,
Let
you know
me,
what? I did too. And matter of fact, I think there's a bit of a delay between going live and being live.
yeah?
So,
Hey, everybody on the chat roll, let me know if you can actually see us here. Let's see here. We're so professional. Going live. Here we go. There's my lower third. Hey, world. Can you guys see us? Not live yet. Evening, Tony, Mark, and John. Mark's not here with us live right now, but he may be watching, hiding in the weeds, lurking in the weeds, if you will. Live. Robert Ramos says live. Very good. Very good. Kelly, thank you. Welcome, everybody. We already have almost 200 people online. Hello, Carla. Chris, hey, you guys. So, and especially welcome to our guests. We've got a lot of guests joining us from all over planet Earth tonight. I don't know about other planets, Tony, but we have many Earthlings with us here, and hopefully they all speak English because that's the only language that Tony and I speak. So we're looking good. Thank you, Regina. I'm looking good. You're looking good too. There you go. So
Virginia always looks good.
that's it. There you go. We're going to be talking about the easiest route to starting a successful online business. Okay, so we like easy and we like successful. Okay, there's lots of easy ways to not be successful. There's lots of hard ways too, but we want easy and successful, and we want to give you guys, including and especially our guests who maybe have never made money online before, you've never, maybe you've attempted, right? In fact, let me ask a couple of questions just to make sure we got the right people, the right audience here tonight. We're not going to be doing a whole lot of entertaining here tonight. It's going to be more about informing, although I think Tony and I are pretty entertaining. We're two very, very different people, okay, despite the fact that we're two white guys from the United States. I'm a total Yankee, and he's a total Southerner. Okay, he eats tomato sandwiches at the local barbecue, and I eat cannolis and lasagna. Okay, so we're two real different people, but we want to deliver a lot of value here tonight for people who are, I would say, very serious about making at least, what do you think, Tony? 10,000 a month as a bare bones minimum. I mean, if you're going to do something, I know for you and me, we wouldn't do something that we couldn't make at least double that. But 10,000 a month, I think, is the most common goal for people who are venturing into online entrepreneurship. Would you endorse that statement?
I would say the average person. I think Lynn Clements did a survey on this a few years ago, and it was basically you asked the average person who's starting a home business endeavor what's the income range they're looking at. It was overwhelmingly, it seems that the average person, if they can make $10,000 a month, they would feel like they have really reduced a lot of the stress in their life and got some lifestyle too.
Hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting and common number. And I know, according to U.S. economic statistics, the average family, if they just had another, was it $700 a month or something, they could, be on time with their mortgage or, solve lots of problems. So even 10,000 a month isn't a lot of money, but it's a significant enough goal for, I think, somebody to show up here with us and to spend an hour with us here tonight, whether we're entertaining or not. So we want to show you exactly what to do and what we do to get more traffic, capture more leads, and bottom line, convert more sales than 99% of the people who are trying, and I use that word on purpose, trying to make money online. Okay, so we're going to show you all the components of a profitable online business, and you can use this for any type of product, service, or opportunity that people search for online, because everything pretty much starts with a request for information, a search. We're going to talk a little bit about how that works here on the webinar tonight. And this stuff will work whether you've got an existing business already or, like I said before, you've never made a penny online. So we want to give you a lot of value. You may want to grab a notepad and pen, or if you use an online document on your computer, you may want to do that. We're going to show you what's actually working and what's a waste of time, because I like to save people time, because I hate when my time is wasted. So we're going to save you, hopefully, years of trial and error and headaches. But anyway, here's the thing. For people who are guests, who are just joining us for the first time, a couple of ideas to consider. One is, if you still have a job, that $10,000 a month would probably give you the option to quit that job. If that was the case, would you in fact quit your job? Just something to consider, because that's a very real scenario. For me, when I got started as a home-based business entrepreneur more than 10 years ago, I just wanted out of the job. I haven't worked a job in over a decade now. So just consider that possibility for yourself. And if that is something you're looking for, you're definitely in the right place. Here's another question. If you've attempted to make money online before, but you felt stuck and you're wondering why it wasn't working for you, okay, that's going to be another point that we're going to cover here today, because we're going to uncover the mystery around what causes some things to work online and what doesn't. Another thing to consider is, have you ever attempted to make money online but gotten with the gurus, like, buying these product launch courses and course after course, launch after launch, and just found yourself more overwhelmed by the information? Can anybody relate to that? In fact, you can even tap in the chat roll there. I see people typing away. If you can relate to that. I know I've done that. I've put thousands and thousands of dollars into my own education just to find myself more overwhelmed by the information. Have you ever experienced that? Okay. And finally, if you could just trade all that in right now, because we want to show you solutions here tonight, but if you could trade in all the confusion and overwhelm for a simple roadmap that just works, like the old Apple commercials, it just works, like Steve Jobs used to say, would you do that? Would you just trade it all in and say, you know what, just show me the path and please make my life easy. Solve some problems here for me. If that's what you want, you are definitely in the right place. That's what we're going to be covering for you in this webinar here tonight. So we're going to start with some of the basics, the essentials. One of them, which Tony's about to cover, because Tony's really, really smart. In fact, let me just tell you in advance, Tony's a closet genius. He doesn't admit it openly. Like me, I run around and say, hey, I'm a genius. But Tony, he's very conservative in his super geniosity. But he is a friggin' genius, and he's going to show you the core of what the public sees. Okay, like when they're looking for something and there's a possibility of making a buying decision, what does the public see? What is that machinery that's going to cause you to actually be able to make the money online? Like what's the end result that we're going to present to the public to sell your product or service, your opportunity, your offer, whatever it happens to be. And how to break that down, we're going to break down this whole sales funnel idea and show you how we're able to work 1 to 2 hours a day and make the kind of money that we do. Now, quick disclaimer, Tony, before I unleash you out of the cage here, individual results vary. We're talking about business. Last time I checked, business requires effort, okay? Internet marketing, like anything else, if you treat it like a hobby, hobbies cost money, okay? So there's a reason that top earners are top earners, okay? And it has to do with their individual work ethic and knowing what they want, right? There's an old Confucius say, man who shoots at nothing is sure to hit it, right? So have a target, have an idea. If it's a $10,000 a month, fine, $10,000 a month. Have a reason for taking action on the information that we're going to share tonight, and please do take action. Otherwise, you could probably find better entertainment on TV somewhere. I don't know what's on TV these days. Tony, I haven't watched TV in so many years. Neither of you. Dancing with the Stars or something, or Jerry Springer reruns. I'm sure there's something really spectacular to watch, more spectacular than watching two guys talking about making money online. So why don't we, Tony, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. Anybody who doesn't know Tony, you gotta meet this guy. Tony, who are you?
Thanks. And by the way, thank you guys. I know some of you guys got the email a little bit late, so it's always a pleasure to have folks coming and hanging out with us instead of watching television. Like John said, there's probably something interesting on TV, but no, you're here. You're here to find out how to get where you want to go, and we appreciate that. Especially those of you who got the email late. So you got here on rather short notice. So, John, I like the word John just invented too, geniosity. That's one I haven't heard. I think John may have made that word up just now.
That's original.
What happened. But let me offer you this too, because I think, let me give you something for your notes, okay? So first thing you should jot down, and I hope you're taking notes tonight. Don't take financial advice from people who aren't living the way you want to live. Write that down. That's probably the best advice I ever got when I was starting this journey of trying to figure out which end is up in the home business, trying to figure out how to quit a job, trying to figure out how to get enough money coming in where I could pay my rent, pay my car payment, pay my credit card bills, whatever. There's a lot of people out there teaching a lot of different stuff. Some of it's good. Some of it's crap. And I think one of the most powerful skills you can learn in the 21st century is discernment, knowing the difference between what's of value to you and what's noise. The reason I mention this is because I used to be one of those people that I would go hang out on the MLM forums. I'm going and hanging out in the work at home business forums, and there's everybody and their brothers out there slinging a lot of information at you. Like I said, it's sometimes hard to know what to pay attention to and what not. But the shortcut for this is just look at the results of the people who's giving the advice. In this particular case, John Lavinia, who you've already met, he was the first person I ever met who was making over $100,000 in a month. Needless to say, nobody that I had been taking advice from at that point in my career was making anywhere near that kind of money. So John used to do a call every Monday night that I listened to religiously. He still does the call, as a matter of fact, Monday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern. And it was just a fantastic way to look over the shoulder of somebody who was doing it, And that's what we want to give you tonight, because John's a published author. His book is called Integrity is Everything. He's made a ton of money doing what we're about to show you tonight. My background is, everybody's got the similar kind of story. Most of us didn't start because we had a silver spoon in our mouth. Most people that you see doing well in any kind of a home business, chances are good they probably came from a pretty average or even a low-income background. Just to keep my biography short, I've been in the industry for years and years. I came through the network marketing, the multi-level marketing background, where we're making lists of everybody we know, and we're trying to, sell them, personal care products and home care products and nutrition and weight loss and long distance and internet service and legal plans and prepaid prescription cards and one thing and another. And there's a lot of stuff out there. Again, there's a lot of companies. There's a lot of stuff for sale. A lot of it's good. A lot of it's not. But the thing that I kept bumping into was the challenge where I spent all this time and energy to get somebody to buy something, and I was getting pennies on the dollar. Somebody spends $100 on product, and I was getting a $5 increase in income or an $8. Even in a great pay plan, I was only seeing $25 and $30 commissions. And in that model, which works, it does require a lot of customers to make a lot of money. And so a few years ago, I realized that something had to change in that, and I discovered this blueprint that John used to make millions of dollars from home. Since using it myself, it's made me millions of dollars. I've done a little over $1.2 million in the last year and a half by bringing the blueprint completely online. Now, everything we're going to talk about tonight is internet marketing. It's not about doing milk and cookie parties in your neighbor's living room and trying to get somebody to come and buy something out of a catalog. We're going to show you literally, you could draw this out on a napkin. You could call this the $1 million napkin tonight. But it's a blueprint that we're going to give you for free. You can take it, go use it, and it works. It's absolutely fantastic. Some of you, you're going to find this to be probably a breath of fresh air. And that's our intention tonight, is we want to lay this information out to you in a way that's really easy to understand. So some of you who've been around internet marketing for a little while, you may find this to be rather elementary. I would encourage you to look at the information as a refresher course, because simplicity is where the power is. Okay, so if I was eavesdropping on this tonight, watching this myself, I would be interested in going back to the fundamentals. So that's what we're going to lay out for you tonight. It's fundamentals. We're not going to assume you know anything. There's a lot of you on the line who are here because somebody cared enough about you to send you a note and say, hey, check this out, or maybe you got a Facebook message, or maybe even a phone call from somebody that said, hey, here's a webinar that'll show you how to make money on the internet. And so we're going to show you, and we're not going to assume that you know anything. We're going to assume that you know nothing, as a matter of fact. So let me show you what, and John knows I'm a complete rookie when it comes to some of this technology. I'm going to do my best here to share my screen. And let's see. John, let me know when you see a white screen, if you will.
I see a white screen.
You see a white screen. And let's see if I can get me some. Let's see if I can get a line. Do you see a line on my screen?
No, I do not. Did you share that window, or did you share the desktop?
Let's see. Let me go back. Let me turn off screen sharing.
Yeah, give it a second to refresh so you don't crash Google.
All right, I shared that. Well, I'm going to share that particular window, John.
No, share the desktop.
I want to do desktop?
Yes, desktop will include OmniDazzle.
Gotcha. It's just educational being around John. All right.
Hmm.
And let's see. Do you see a line now?
I got it.
All right. Good deal. Thank you, John. All right. So what we're talking about tonight, basically, we're going to use this word here a lot. It's basically a funnel. Okay? And this is about as simple as I can draw it out. And if you have pencil and paper, I encourage you to go ahead and make a copy of this. So the machine, which we're going to refer to, you can call it a funnel, you can call it a machine, you can call it a cash engine, whatever. It's a very simple process, and it's totally linear. So let me just draw it for you, and we'll just kind of get into it as we go. So what a funnel is an online process that lives completely on the internet. And the purpose of the process is to turn traffic, okay? The purpose of a funnel is to turn traffic into sales, okay? And obviously sales mean dollars in your bank account. Now, here's the machine by which we do that. It's a pretty simple process. The first step is what we call a squeeze page. If you want to jot that down, a squeeze page. This is pretty simple, and I do want to be thorough, but this is not going to take very long to go through. A squeeze page is nothing more than a website where usually you've got some type of a headline here, okay? You may have some bullet points that basically invite somebody to learn more about your offer, okay? Write that down. A squeeze page is where you're inviting people to find out more about your offer. Well, Tony, what do you mean by offer? What are you talking about? All right, well, it can be anything. It can be a how to make money from home program. It can be how to grow prize-winning tomatoes that you can put in the contest at the state fair, right? It can be, I was telling John this the other day, I saw one here a few weeks ago. Somebody had a squeeze page on how to build a moonshine still. You can actually go to the Google and type how to build a moonshine still, and you'll probably find one of these pages where somebody's got a headline, and they've got a few little bullet points here that outline, hey, we're going to show you how to do this and this and this. And then the most important part is you've got a place here for them to put their email address in. But the squeeze page, the purpose of the squeeze page is not to give out a bunch of information. Put this in your notes. The purpose of a squeeze page is to stimulate curiosity and interest, not to satisfy curiosity. It's to stimulate curiosity. So the idea is, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on traffic tonight because that's a big topic that probably deserves its own webinar. But the idea is that traffic are people out on the internet who are looking for some type of information or a product or service. Okay, it can be guitar lessons online. It can be how to build a moonshine still. It can be how to make $1,000 a month in a home business. These people are what we call web traffic, and they respond to some type of an ad, or they find a link somewhere on the internet, which again, we teach you all this in one of the courses that we have. But this traffic is going to come, they answer an ad of some kind, and they're going to come to your squeeze page. And they see this offer, okay? And from here, they're going to say, well, you know, that looks good. You know, here's the headline that says, you know, hey, I can make a full-time income from home online without having to chase my friends and family. You know, it's low startup cost, whatever, right? You got all your little benefits here that tell them what they're going to get, and to find out more, all they have to do is just put in their email address. Okay? Now, once they do that, two things are going to happen. The first thing, well, they happen actually simultaneously. The first thing is that they go onto a mailing list. Now, we're not spending a whole lot of time on any one piece of the funnel tonight, but your mailing list is vital. You've got to collect this email address because not everybody's going to buy right away. You want the ability to follow up with people. And so the mailing list allows you to automatically follow up with these people. Like John and I, what we use is pre-written follow-up letters. They're actually already pre-written and in a system, so that when somebody fills out this email here, They immediately get a message today. They're going to get a message tomorrow, a message the next day. Maybe it skips a day. But this mailing list is how you automatically follow up with your prospect so that you can continue building rapport with them, excuse me, and cultivating their interest in whatever it is that you're selling online. Okay? Now, the second thing that happens is after they fill out the email address is they are going to come over to a new page. This is the second piece of the online funnel, and this is your sales page. Okay? Sales pages may or may not have a headline at the top. Most of them today are video driven, which is an easy way for you to get information quickly, and it allows you to do a lot of cool stuff. But a sales video of some type, it could be text, you know, whatever. But then here you've got a buy button. So let's stop where we are right here. We've got people on the internet who have shown they've done a search. They've gone to Google, they've answered an ad, they saw something on Facebook. We show you tons of ways to get traffic. But this traffic is going to come to your squeeze page. They're going to fill out the email, and once they fill out the email, they go onto a mailing list, and then now they're going to watch a video on a sales page. Now, a portion of the people who come over from the squeeze page are going to go ahead and buy instantly. It just happens like flowers in springtime. It's not anything. A properly created funnel, basically what you do is all the curiosity and everything that was created over here, you satisfy over here. So over here is where you show them, hey, you want to know how to win, grow prize-winning tomatoes, or you want to know how to build your own deck or a gazebo, or how to have a goldfish pond. Hey, I'll give you an example real quick too. Information products are the best thing in the world to sell because information has such a low overhead. You don't have to get into the actual producing of vitamins or printing of books. John's printed books before. He and I both used to publish a newsletter together. It's a lot of time and energy and effort, but an information product, especially one that's delivered digitally, you've got no overhead in it, right? So I'll give you an example. A friend of mine several years ago, his wife had a urinary tract infection. Here's 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. There's no doctors. There's no medicine. And he went to Google and said, how to cure a urinary tract infection. And over on the side of Google, you know those little ads over there? He saw an ad for how to cure a UTI with 3 household ingredients you have in your kitchen cabinet right now. So he clicked the ad, which means he became a piece of traffic. He found a squeeze page that said, cure UTI in 30 minutes, items you already have in your kitchen cabinet, no risk, blah, 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 blah. Fill out the email. He filled out the email address. The next thing you know, he was watching a little quick sales video. He clicked the button, and from there, he went over to the third and final piece of the sales funnel, which is the actual order form. And the order form here is where you put in your first name, last name, address, city, state, postal code, whatever, and you put in your Visa, your MasterCard, whatever, and you actually push the button here. Now, when that happens, it's just like when you place an order at Amazon.com or you go to Apple, the App Store, you buy a song or an app. The money comes off the customer's credit card, and it goes into your bank account. Okay? And that's how it works. Now, one last thing, and I'm going to turn this over to John because this is an engine. Now, please understand how this works too. Once this thing's set up, it just runs. It just runs. Now, I'll give you an example. Like one day last week, well, we had Memorial Day weekend at the time of this recording. We had Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. And I didn't do much of anything. My wife and I and my kids went out of town on Thursday, and I just got back in town on Sunday. I didn't do anything for days. But during the time that I was gone, my sales funnel brought in a little bit over $15,000 in personal income. While I was hanging around in Atlanta with my kids, doing some shopping, eating out, Went to the music store. My son got out. Bought my son a new guitar. Just having fun as a family. Because here's what happened. Say, and I don't have the exact figures, but let's say 1,000 people saw some type of an ad, came to my squeeze page, and let's say that about 400 of them, well, let's be conservative. Let's just say 250 of them. Let's say 250 of those people filled out the form. Everybody following along with me? 250 people fill out the form, and they come over here and watch the sales video. And then out of the 250 people that watch the sales video, let's say I had 50, well, I'm going to be real conservative tonight. Let's say that I had 15 people that decided to purchase the products. Well, that's 15 people that pushed the button, pulled out a credit card, pushed the button, and put money right into my bank account. Now, the nice thing about a funnel is that there's some other attachments you can add on. One of the things, and we probably won't get into a lot of detail about it tonight, but I will just put it down here, upsells. This is beautiful. This is the person's already made a purchase here, and say the purchase was only, say, 25 bucks. Well, you say, well, Tony, how can 15 people spend $25 and create $15,000 of income? Well, they didn't. But here's what does happen. 15 people spend something, and after they buy it, that money goes into my checking account, but then also they get a secondary offer. Okay? This is like when you walk into a McDonald's and you say you want to buy a Big Mac, and John, what do they always ask you? John may be on mute at the moment.
I was muted. That's it.
What
Hey, you
do
want
they ask
fries
you?
with that?
Yeah, you want fries with that?
Want to supersize?
You want to supersize it, John, for 99 cents? So all of a sudden, somebody that went in for a 99-cent cheeseburger, well, I said Big Mac, doesn't matter, same principle. They go in for a 99-cent cheeseburger, and now you add the fries for 69. I don't even know. You can tell I don't shop at McDonald's. These prices are probably 20 years old. And then they get the drink for $1.29 or whatever. I mean, by the time they do the whole shebang, what was a $1 purchase is now a $5 purchase, maybe. Okay, that may or may not be a great example of the actual pricing, but you guys understand the principle. The idea is the customer, same thing. They're just not doing it online. Somebody sees a billboard, and they walk in the front door. They go to the counter. They look at the menu. Here's where they look at the menu. They decide to pull out their money and place an order, and then there's an upsell process. But money's going to the bank account from all of this, okay? All of that, and all of that. And when you create a funnel properly, then what you've got is basically a money machine. And like John said, we never want to give somebody the impression that we're guaranteeing a certain amount of income. But this entire funnel, guys, this works. This is how virtually in the internet marketing space, this is how billions and billions of dollars are made every year. This is how I made $15,000 in just a few days up in Atlanta. I've done a little bit over $3,000 today. This is how John made $5,000 his first month. And let me make one quick sidebar, and then I'm going to turn this back over. And hopefully everybody got a look at that. So let me turn off my screen share. How do I turn off screen share, John?
Well, you gotta quit OmniDazzle first.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, your mouse is disabled. It's a
okay, gotcha. So that entire funnel. Here's the takeaway for you guys, and I'm gonna hand it to John here because John used to be a diesel mechanic before he decided to get rich on the internet. He knows a little something about how moving parts are put together to create a huge machine that really can powerfully move a powerful thing. Let me offer you this though, because here's the takeaway. This is not rocket science. Okay, if this was real hard, I couldn't do it. You're looking at the former assistant manager at Walden Books. Okay, I used to make $6.25 an hour to alphabetize books, sell you a preferred reader card, and I'm highly qualified to stand behind a cash register at the mall. I think the most I ever got paid on a job was probably $8 an hour. I might have got paid more than that when I was in, not per hour I didn't.